Well, there's nothing better than claiming an airdrop first thing on Monday morning. And today you can go and claim your ETHFI airdrop if you have been participating in it. So ETHFI just launched their airdrop eligibility checker a couple of days ago. And as of this morning, you can now go and claim your tokens. Now, the ETHFI token allocation did hit a couple of hiccups, and the ETHFI team actually changed the amount of tokens that people were getting after launching the eligibility checker. Now, in terms of who's actually winning from that change, people that met the minimum requirement are getting 175 tokens. That is the min allocation. And at the current token price of $3.18, that's about $550 for the minimum allocation. So I would say overall, that's a pretty big win for people that got in, especially if you had points on the lower end of the spectrum. Now, in terms of how the airdrop actually played out for other people, I have seen some mixed results. And for myself personally, this is my situation. I had 3 wallets qualify for this airdrop. One wallet, I staked 1 ETH about 4 months ago. Then I staked another 0.5 ETH about 2 months ago. And then I put all of that into Pendle, into one of their liquidity pools, not the YT ETH one, but the middle one where you earn a bit of yield and you keep your points. And with that wallet, a deposit of 1.5 ETH, and then putting it into Pendle for the ETHFI points boost, I got the minimum allocation. And that was over a pretty long period of time. So to be honest, I'm a little bit surprised that that type of deposit is getting the exact same allocation as somebody that deposited, for example, 0.1 ETH a week or two ago. But on the other hand, I did have 2 other wallets hit this airdrop with a much more significant allocation. So overall, while I would say that there's been a couple of issues with this, I am still happy with what I'm getting. And while I do think that this wasn't the perfect airdrop, I would say that these types of point-based airdrops for staking assets are much more difficult for a team to get right than something like an Ethereum layer 2, when they can factor in so many different criteria to figure out who's going to be eligible and what type of allocation you're going to get. Anyways, do let me know down below what you thought of this airdrop, if you claimed it, because I have spoken about ETHFI numerous times on this channel. And a small reminder here that this is actually only season 1. There's going to be a second airdrop that is just slightly smaller than this current airdrop, and they are going to have loyalty points as well. So if you are thinking of pulling your assets out and reallocating them somewhere, obviously that is your choice. I personally am not going to be doing that because I am actually quite bullish on the ETHFI product and what the team is working on, and I do want to stick around for season 2 of this airdrop. Moving on now to another restaking protocol. So Krypto announced today that you can actually bridge your RSETH to the Manta L2. And if you do that, you're going to be getting restaking rewards. You're going to still get the points for the Kelp airdrop and the Eigenlayer airdrop. And it looks like you will be able to claim your KEP tokens, which, if you recall, is a liquid tradable version of an Eigenlayer point on the Manta L2, and save a huge amount of money for not having to do Ethereum mainnet transactions. And if you are in the camp of people that are looking for a new opportunity for liquid restaking, if you weren't happy with ETHFI, or if you just want to rotate your profits into something else, this is an opportunity. But another opportunity, I would say, is on Mode with Renzo. So a couple of days ago, I made a video showing how you could bridge to Mode and then restake with Renzo and earn 4 airdrops in one for doing that. But actually, there's been a new thing that was brought to my attention, which is that Sturdy Finance would allow you to actually lever up on the Mode network. Of course, adding risk, but also potentially adding a huge amount in the form of the airdrop that you would get. So this is somewhat similar to what Gearbox Finance is doing, except it's on the Mode L2. And I'm planning on bringing you a full tutorial video on this later this week. But if you do want to try and experiment with it, and you're looking for a way that you can leverage up your restaking because you notice that people that deposited into the Pendle YT pool for ETHFI got a huge allocation with a small amount of capital, this is a similar but not exactly the same type of way that you can lever up your restaking and try to get a huge airdrop. And then speaking of Renzo protocol, I'm not sure if this will have any relevance to their airdrop. It seems likely that it would be more so focused on the point system and how much capital you put in, but they do have some Galaxy quests on where you can get these oats and some points on Galaxy, and you might as well go and do it because they're relatively simple. All right, next up, let's talk about ZK from Polyhedra. So apparently claims are going to be going live for this tomorrow morning. So that is 2 major airdrops in 2 days. There's also been a lot of speculation on the timeline and some potential leaks of ZK qualifiers based on the number of transactions done through the ZK bridge. And also Merkley announced that they got an allocation of 500,000 ZK tokens that they will be distributing to people that use the polyhedra section of the Merkley website. So tomorrow is going to be another big day for airdrops, and that is not all. It is actually possible that we could be getting a couple of other ones this week, including Wormhole. Next up, if you have been collecting these cubes on layer 3, just a heads up that they've actually added the cube for mode, so you can collect that as well. And then speaking of layer 3, with Linea Park, the Experience the East section of this voyage is almost all open. There's only 2 of these tasks that cannot yet be completed, and I do still maintain that Linea is going to be one of the better airdrops to farm, especially if you do have the patience to actually do it with multiple wallets. And then speaking of Linea XP, there was a distribution of LXP last week, so you can check your wallet. So if you were farming the Linea airdrop and completing some of their previous tasks, then you should check your wallet and see if you got the LXP drop from those. And if you didn't, it probably means that you didn't complete Proof of Humanity yet, which you should definitely go and do on the Linea website. All right, moving on now to Aptos. I recently did a full step-by-step beginner walkthrough of the Aptos ecosystem and how you can get started farming that airdrop. Now, Aptos has a couple of things that you can do on Galaxy. Their main set of quests is on the 4th week, and that one only has a couple of days yet. But they also just released this Aptos April in China, and some of these tasks are very simple, just social things, and you get actually more points for doing some of this than you do for doing their actual official on-chain tasks. So you might as well go and do this. And then there's another Galaxy quest from Apton Finance, which is not directly from the Aptos team, but it is within the ecosystem, and they're trying to enhance the utilization of the Aptos bridge. And they also have a Galaxy quest on right now where you can win points, but also a chance to win a share of 150,000 APT rewards. Next up, there's a couple of mints on Zora. If you're looking for a way that you can keep interacting with Zora, maybe once a week or at least once a month, I would say. These are 2 NFTs that you might want to collect because they're not just collectibles, but they're actually from teams where these NFTs might actually have some sort of airdrop relevance. So this one is from the Reveal team. And then there's another NFT called the Noir Zorb, which I saw from Mr. Cat on Twitter. And this one is directly from the Zora team itself. So anytime you get a chance to collect or mint one of these Zorbs, it's probably a good idea to do so. Speaking of Zora, there's a Galaxy quest on right now in conjunction with Owl2 and Zora. And what you have to do is bridge to or from the Zora network using Owl2 Finance. So this is a 2-for-1 airdrop qualifier because you got the Owl2 Finance bridge and you've got Zora itself. And if you don't have any assets on Zora yet, this is a great way to do it. And then you can go mint one of those NFTs I just showed you. All right, next, week 2 of the Plena Galaxy Quest Road to Mainnet is live. I talked about this briefly last week, and they've confirmed here that this is the road to the token with an airdrop emoji, and they're saying that you have to finish all 4 weeks to earn that reward. The first week was all social stuff, but now in week 2, you actually have to download an application and start learning how to actually interact with Plena Finance. And then the final Galaxy task that I wanted to talk about today is from Rivals Network. So they have a few things that you can do here. Basically all social tasks to get an oat and some points. And then since I haven't spoken about Rivals Network yet, I might as well just give you a very quick overview, but basically it's got all of the buzzwords in here that we like right now, including AI, DPIN, and Dimension Rollout. So this could be potentially an airdrop for TIA stakers and Dime stakers, but also if they do have any allocation to people that complete Galaxy quests, you might as well go ahead and do this because it's quite simple. And then once you've completed the Galaxy quest, actually go to the rivals.ai website, scroll all the way down to the bottom, and add your email address in here or a burner email address to get on the whitelist. And then finally today, I wanted to briefly mention again this bankless eligibility checker tool. So I spoke about this only once before on the channel, but Bankless has a couple of airdrop products. This right here is their claimables product. It's actually free to use, and it tells you every time you have an airdrop that is claimable. So this morning I pasted in my wallet address and noticed that I do have a claim for the ETHFI airdrop. And that means that it's updating pretty much in real time because this claim just went live this morning. So I do think that their claimables tool is a great free way that you can keep on top of all the airdrops and make sure that you're not missing any token claim. So that's it for today's video. Hopefully you found this useful as always, and congratulations to everybody, especially those in my Patreon membership group and Discord that hit the ETHFI airdrop today. Thanks so much for watching and have a great day.